All right, hello people of the internet. I am back, and today we're going to be talking a little bit about the whole situation going on right now with number one Phillip Rivers and number two the Chargers. And this is all going to tie into Tom Brady a little bit. So that kind of gives you a little bit of context where this may go. So stick with me. I'll explain everything. I'm going to share my thoughts on Phillip Rivers and what he should do, the Chargers as an organization, what they should do, and Tom Brady and his situation, okay? So, but the main focus is going to be mostly around Phillip Rivers and the Chargers. So, let's start there. Phillip Rivers and the now Los Angeles Chargers have agreed that they will mutually part ways. So, in other words, in language that most of us can understand, basically, Phillip Rivers and the front office of the Chargers, now the Los Angeles Chargers, which is going to be weird getting used to saying that, but they have agreed that they're going to go their separate ways. They're going to go with their plan. He's going to do whatever he wants to do. They're no longer together after a long, long career, okay? So, Phillip Rivers, there's been a lot of talk, should he just retire and be done with football? Should he go on to another team? Should he try to keep playing? What should he do? Now, he hasn't really said anything officially other than the fact that they're moving on from the Chargers. So, it came out that he bought a home in Jacksonville, I believe, or somewhere in Florida. That's probably not right, Jacksonville. But Florida, I do believe. But, so anyway, Phillip Rivers is known as being a number one cocky. He's one of the cockiest players in the NFL, talks trash. Not in a bad way. Everybody hates on trash talkers. He's not terrible. But on the field, he will talk. Now, he's also known as being a big-time family guy. He's got a lot of kids. Good dad, or at least that I know of. I'm not one of his kids. I wouldn't know. But from a distance, he looks like a good dad. Basically does his job as a father, which is better than a lot of people do, including my own. But we're not going to talk about that. So anyway, talking about Phillip Rivers, what should he do? If I'm Phillip Rivers, either number one, what he's got to decide in his heart is, number one, am I going to be okay knowing that I never won a Super Bowl? Yes or no? You're going to have to answer that. If that answer is no, and you're still convinced that you can win one with another team somewhere else in a different situation, the right thing to do, in my opinion, would be to sign with a team like the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts are an organization with a lot of key pieces, a lot of young pieces, a lot of the pieces that you would need to boost your career to where you wouldn't have to do as much. You're playing indoors, so it's not like you're outdoors. Now, I know coming from the Chargers, you never had to worry about weather necessarily, but it's just an added bonus playing indoors. I think we can all agree on that. So that's what I would do if I were him. I'd go to a place like the Colts. Another option that may come available, the New England Patriots. Now, the whole Tom Brady situation is interesting, right? And I told you all three things are going to tie together. So now we're going from Phillip Rivers to Tom Brady now. Tom Brady should, well, it came out today that the Patriots are wanting Brady to go out and see what the market is going to be for him. This might just be a business plan. This might be just a play to kind of stir things up, see how things are going, kind of go with the flow and the momentum of how things are going to turn out. But he most likely will be able to see what teams are going to offer him. It's not most likely. He probably will, unless he signs between now and then, which I don't think he will. He's going to be able to look and see other possibilities of somewhere else where he could go. Now, Tom Brady has teased that he's teased retirement and he's teased moving. Now, he's shown in the past that he's not very satisfied with the Patriots as far as their treatment of him and whatnot. And you can look at it many different ways, but that's just the truth. I mean, he's felt underappreciated at times with the organization, not necessarily the fans, but with the coaching staff and with everybody else, he's felt a little underappreciated. Now, Robert Kraft was the one who wanted Tom Brady to stay. Bill Belichick was not. He wanted to move up with Garoppolo, move on from Brady, and go towards the future. Now, the Patriots and Robert Kraft said, no, you got to keep Tom Brady. He's our guy. He's going to be a Patriot. Now, this is different at this point in time. Tom Brady maybe has 2 years maximum left. I really don't even think he has that, if depending on where he's at. But, because I do think that matters. Now, the Patriots are looking for something to either, number one, get him at a solid price and convince him that they're going to build around him, or they're going to try to bring in a guy who was like Jimmy G, a guy who they thought could replace him and do a good job. Now, the Patriots, they're not really in a position as far as like draft-wise where they could get their quarterback of the future as far as the guys who we think, we meaning people who watch college football and evaluate quarterbacks. A lot of people, now I do have my eyes on a couple guys, but the majority of attention comes from the top, which would be your Joe Burrows, your Tua Tagovailoa, you got, shoot, I forgot his name. You got to be kidding me. Oh, crap. Oregon. You know who I'm talking about. Justin Herbert, that's his name. Can't believe I forgot that. You got a couple of people who love Jake Fromm. No, that's all I'll say. No, Jake Fromm, he might look good. He might look like an NFL prospect. Stay as far away from that as you can, unless you got an amazing roster around him to where he doesn't have to do much and you don't have to start soon, But anyway, so my point is the Patriots aren't in a position to get those top guys that people think are a lock as far as successes in the NFL. And nobody's ever a lock. But based on how they look with the combine, their college career, stats, numbers, breaking it all down, we can look at the top list and determine, okay, who looks like they're going to be the best. Now, the Patriots, like I said, they're not in a position to get their top guy. That's just how it is, unless they want to trade up. So, what the Patriots are going to have to do is they're going to have to sit back and look at free agents, assuming Tom Brady leaves. Now, if Brady leaves, an option, like I said already, would be Phillip Rivers. You're bringing in a guy similar to him, and you could basically probably get him cheaper. I say probably. You would be able to get him cheaper, and that would allow you to bring in more around him. And as an organization, as a head coach with Bill Belichick, he could say, look, Tom, I got a guy who is not better than you, and look what we did. And I think there's still, we talk about this all the time, who's better, Bill or Brady? There's still a little bit there as far as maybe not holding against each other, but Belichick wants to get one without Brady. I guarantee it. And Tom Brady wants to get one without Bill Belichick. So it's based on the situations now, it's a good time for both parties to be in a position to where Brady can do what he wants and the Patriots can do what they want. Now, like I said, Rivers would be a good option there. Maybe the Patriots would go with a guy like, I don't know, Joe Flacco, Ryan Tannehill, one of those guys. I don't see them getting a Marcus Mariota. That doesn't seem like it would fit. Maybe they'd make a run for Bridgewater. One of those guys who would be solid. I don't think there's an option that's going to be super long-term for the Patriots. But I do think the plan there could be, let's move on from Brady. Let's bring in Rivers. Let's do what we thought we could do with Brady, build around him, and see where this thing goes. Now for Tom, like I said with Phillip Rivers, one of the options I would look at strongly would be the Colts. Like I said, it's indoors. It's the same AFC. It's AFC. So you kind of have a feel for who you're playing against. And the Colts, like I said, have the cap space and have the ability in their draft to go get guys that Tom would say that would fit me. Now, maybe it wouldn't work long term for the Colts, but the Colts have a roster now that they can do a lot of damage. They thought Andrew Luck was going to be here. He retired. They're in a position where they could do that. Now, the other place would be the Chargers. And moving now into talking about the Chargers as an organization desperately need Tom Brady. Okay, the one thing we talked about last year was how there was very little Chargers fans at attendance. There was very low success or very low merchandise numbers, ticket sales. There was very little interest in general from the outside. The roster itself did not do that great. They weren't terrible. They were average. But there's just no interest there. Nobody cares. They're moving now into Los Angeles. They're going to be playing at a big stadium now. Fancy new stadium. I believe they're sharing it with the Rams, I think. It's either I don't know. But anyway, they're going to be in a new stadium, regardless. That stadium will be bigger than the MLS stadium you've been playing in. You have to get butts in the seat. This is a business. A guy who I like and have talked to, Rob Parker, he said this yesterday. I don't know. Anyway, he said this as well. It's a business. It's not just a team. It's a business. It has to be ran like a business. There's strategies that go into it. You got to look at graphs, numbers, use that to make the best decisions. Now, the Chargers have had a great fan base in the past. They've had some great teams. That's not the story right now. That's not. They have a solid young roster. Austin Eckler is a solid running back. Keenan Allen, really good. I like him. Derwin James, good. Joey Bosa, good. They got pieces. They got those pieces. They just got to find a way to get excitement in the organization, in the fan base, and casual viewers who would say, yeah, I want to go see that team. You know who could do that? Tom Brady. I'm wearing a brown shirt. That wasn't even on purpose. That was just coincidence. But when we traded for Odell Beckham Jr., despite what the results have been, there was excitement. There were people in streets yelling. I was yelling downstairs in my living room, screaming my head off. Excitement. Now we talk about one thing with the Browns is hype. Don't buy into it. The Chargers need hype. They need something for people to believe in to, like I said, sell the tickets, sell the merchandise, get people to buy in. Tom Brady is their only hope unless they trade up or something to get a guy. Either it's not going to happen with Burrow, or unless they hope that the Bengals take Tua. But unless they get either Tua or Burrow, they're not going to have a guy who people are going to really believe in. And I don't believe that Justin Herbert is going to be that exciting from certain fan bases. I think teams are going to look at him as solid, but he's not the flashy kid. They need something to believe in. It would work with Brady because he would be playing in the AFC still. He'd be playing in a sunny place. It would be, I believe that stadium's indoors. I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember. If it's the one that the Rams are, well, both of them, the Raiders and the Rams, I believe, are indoors. They're sharing with one of those stadiums. But anyway, fancy new stadium, new team. It'd be great. So, yeah, it's kind of my thoughts on that situation. Yeah, in a perfect world, what I would like to see is I would like to see the Patriots move on from Brady, try to find the replacement. I would like to see the Chargers get Tom Brady, bring excitement back, bring their fan base back, get some eyes on the product, some butts in the seats, and I would like to see the Colts get Phillip Rivers. I don't think it's likely. I think if he's going to end up anywhere, it might be Tampa Bay. But for me, I think that would be a good spot. Now, like I said, likelihood of all this, I don't know. And there's been talks with Dallas. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think the Cowboys are willing to give up Dak Prescott. I have my thoughts on Dak. I don't think he's above and beyond. I think he's solid. I think he's good. He's been great at times. I don't think the Cowboys are willing to give up the potential there for a couple good years of Tom Brady. Maybe just one good year. So, who knows? Like I said, that's my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts on the whole situation. Comment those below. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.